All shows can be seen on amp2.tv. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Okay, welcome to the Moringa Mania Hour with me, your host, Douglas Moringa Molo. We have two guests calling in tonight, Dr. Michael Cook. Dr. Cook is a board-certified chiropractor, and we have Alan Boyer, PhD, MBA, and CTTP. Actually, both these gentlemen are CTTPs, which are certified traditional tribal practitioners. We've got all the initials covered tonight. We'll get with them in just a moment. We just want to go through this, and thank you for listening on 95.3 FM and 1470 AM on the WNN, the Health and Wealth Network. You know, health is our greatest wealth as far as I'm concerned. Before we get started, I want to invite everyone to grab a pen and paper. Take your time for a second, and you're going to write down our website. The name of our company is Moringa Health RX, Moringa. Moringa is what we're going to be talking to you about tonight, and how you can get your weekend kick-started with Moringa and throughout the week. The website is, if you have your pen, www.moringa Health, Health, RX, like prescription.com, moringahealthrx.com. I want you to listen in, and throughout the show, we'll be telling you how to get 30% off of your supplements and all of our amazing products. So again, on tonight's show, we'll be focusing on preparing for the weekend by making health a priority and using great Moringa products in the process. So what is Moringa? I received a video several months ago, and I watched it, and I got very intrigued. It was a gentleman traveling around the Himalaya mountains, and he wasn't particularly looking for Moringa, but he stumbled on the tree. He was a botanist, and he was amazed by the benefits of this particular leaf and what was in it. And I, too, was intrigued as I started to watch. I ended up spending about 3 days, literally 3 straight days, researching and looking. About 2 months later, I had a website up, and several months later, we have incredible formulations created from the Moringa tree. Every part of the tree is medicinal and can be used. Basically, we are a USA-grown Moringa, which is very important. You know that. But just to touch base on Moringa, Moringa is a tree. It's usually native to the foothills of the Himalayas in the northwest India. And I joke around and say that's why the Bigfoot and the Yeti was so big, because it was the food of the Yeti. But most of the parts of the tree, the leaves, the seed, the flower, the pods, the stem, and the root can be used as a source of nutrition, and it has some type of medicinal purpose. It's often referred to as the miracle tree around the world because of its great nutritional and medical properties. It's also called Nebede, which means never die in Africa. And how many of us want to never die? I don't know. Some of us don't want to live forever, but I would like to have a quality of life, that's for sure. Other names, drumstick tree, horseradish tree, and so forth. Depends on the country you're from. In the USA, we like to call it at our company, Moringa Health, Kong, because it is the king of superfoods. And we actually have our Kong product, which is a super green powder you can add to your smoothies in the morning, and it totally kickstarts your day, your metabolism, your all the nutritional benefits are in there. It's packed. We say it's the new kale, but truthfully, it blows kale away. It is the king of superfoods. So gram for gram, Moringa has what? It has 2 times the amount of protein of yogurt. It has 4 times the amount of vitamin A as carrots. It has 3 times the amount of potassium as bananas, 4 times the amount of calcium as cow's milk, and 7 times the amount of vitamin C as oranges. It is just packed full, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. The Moringa oils and fibers are excellent detoxants that help scrub toxins and food remnants from our intestines. Just what you wanted to hear about on your Friday night, right? Moringa also contains similar abilities to stop and help anti-inflammatories, so you can get off those anti-inflammatory drugs you're using and use these. But it doesn't pose the same risk and side effects as a lot of the medications. It contains phytonutrients and all kinds of other great things. In all, Moringa is incredible for providing antioxidants. It's an anti-inflammatory. It helps balance hormones. It slows the effects of aging, improves digestive health, It balances blood sugar, helps fight diabetes, skin nourishment and repair, and it helps stabilize mood and good for brain health, which is something I desperately needed. You can't buy it in too many of the stores, especially our product. We're slowly moving in stores in Miami and in Palm Beach. We actually want to do a shout out for Mother's Nature Pantry up in Palm Beach Gardens, who has us positioned right next to Dr. Oz's product and some of the other well-known product brands, and so we want to give them a shout out. But you can buy it from our website, and again, that is www.moringahealthrx.com. Now, why would you purchase our product over others? Well, I did a lot of research when I first got into this business, and I didn't want to give my kids anything that I wouldn't provide for anyone else's. So I ordered product from all over the world, from the Philippines, from India, anywhere I could get it. It came with dossiers of information, documents from doctors and the government seals and all kinds of stuff. When I got the product here, I looked at it, and I said, well, wait a minute. This is brown and ours is green. And it wasn't have to be a rocket science to know that just by visually looking at it, there was a problem and a difference. And so you will find Moringa right now, only 7% of the U.S. population knows about it. About 80-90% of the world population knows about it and uses it. You will find it in the shelves of Walmart through Whole Foods. However, the integrity of the product is hidden and masked inside the capsule, inside the teas, inside the labels, and you can't really get quality Moringa here in the United States outside of our company that I know of. And we have crossbred over 30 years, so some of our products are the best in the world. But our goal was not just to be a Moringa company. Okay, we wanted to be a pharma with an F, pharma, F-A-R-M-A, pharmacy company. And so we have over 15 formulations. We have over 30 formulations up and coming. We have skincare and some hair care, shampoos, and amazing products for diabetes, for acne, for rosacea, unbelievable oils and so forth from the Amazon forest. We have one forest product called F-Blend, Rainforest Blend 53, has 53 different oils from the rainforest. So that gives you a little bit of idea of what Moringa is. You can grow it. We advocate you growing Moringa here and in your backyard, on your porches. You can take the leaf, add it to your salads. You can use the oils to mix it with coconut oil and olive oil and salt and pepper and balsamic, amazing salad dressing, and you can spray the oil right in your face, in your mouth, and also use it on your skin because it's got omega-3s, omega-6s, omega-9s, all kinds of vitamins. So the skin and your hair, all parts of your body love this quality product, whether it's the oil or the powders or any other products we have. So right now I'd like to go to our phones. I think we have our two guests on the line, Alan and Michael. I have not had a chance to chat with them a little bit, but I believe they're on, and we'll hopefully get them on the line and get to talk to them.
I'm here. Dr. Cook is here.
Dr. Cook, how are you, sir?
Also there. I'm grand. How are you today?
Thank you for getting on with us tonight.
Well, you're absolutely welcome. Now, I also went onto the website, but I didn't know if there was going to be a visual or not, so I'm on there as well if that's important. Okay,
well, we'd love to see you. I don't know if we have your visual up or not, but I'm glad you're on the line. What we wanted to talk about tonight, and maybe you could add some light on that, is, I think that a lot of people have very stressful lifestyles, and on Friday night, they get off work and they start to think, well, what do I deserve? I deserve to, have a beer or a drink or go out and party. I want to go out and eat, some bad foods that I wouldn't normally eat all the time, and they kind of tend to take that time to, get what they deserve. And I think what I'd like to talk about, if we can, and you could shed some light on it, is that if we were to use the proper nutrition in our life and eat right and eat the right foods and get the proper nutrition, that we could have a quality of life on the weekends and throughout the week that maybe would change our lives and make it different. I know that when I was younger, I would go out and dance all night, and dancing's a great way to get toxins out of your body and keep fit and do things. And now I think sometimes people say, I don't really feel up to even going to a movie. I'm so tired. So anything on that you can add? Oh,
well, how many hours do you have? But just to give everybody a quick background, I'm a chiropractic neurologist. I do a lot of neurological work with patients and have for many years. And the Moringa product has always been a powerful additive or addition or nutraceutical. We call them nutraceuticals. Yep. For patients who have a myriad of healthcare problems. Now, if going along what you're saying, health is based on a lot of different things. There's some genetics involved. Of course, the environment is huge because we live in a very toxic environment, and those toxins come in the form of in our water. We have heavy metals and even pharmaceutical drugs that people have flushed down the system and gotten recycled. If people smoke, they have all kinds of poisons and toxins that are actually carcinogenic. And if we eat the standard American diet, we find a lot of unhealthy people. By the time they hit, say 35, 40, 45 years old, they're starting to feel the wear and tear of all of the poisons and the toxins and the environmental stresses, including just plain old psychological stress. And so most people, by the time they're 30 or 35, have gotten over the partying phase of their lives, but not always. And, of course, on the weekends, that's where everybody wants to go party. And, of course, that's one of the worst things you can do. You can go enjoy your friends, but alcohol and chips and junk food, as we say, will definitely begin taking their toll at about 30, 35, even 40 years old, and then just get progressively worse. Of course, smoking and alcohol being two of the largest components of health degradation. So I don't know if that answers your question, or if we want to go further, I can go into all kinds of nutraceuticals and nutritional suggestions, as can Dr. Boyer, because we're big, huge believers in the what do I want to say? Just a healthy diet, just eating healthier, because as Hippocrates once said, Hippocrates, who is the father of modern-day medicine, said, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. Yep. And, of course, back when he was alive 2,400 years ago, he was an herbologist, and he used many of these same herbs, including this moringa, and as part of their healing system, as have the Indians from India, not the Native Americans, have used in the Ayurvedic system of healing for many 3,000 years probably. So that's just a quick overview there, and of course I can go into many of the details that you have also covered in your opening statement.
Yeah, I thank you. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I think about, I go to the store and I pick up my kale, and I go to the organic market and I get my spinach and my broccoli and I get my greens, and I bring them home and I eat them, and I'm getting benefits from them. I think that's wonderful. But I start to, if our audience would just take a little time to go to our website, again, moringahealthrx.com and then moringahealthbenefits.org. We have a lot of information there, and there's some comparison charts on kale and spirulina and all the good stuff that everybody knows about. And it's just really remarkable how it doesn't even compare or really hold a candle for most of the nutritional complex of moringa. I have just kale in front of me, for instance. Moringa has 2 times the protein of kale. Now, kale's one of those few leafy substance that carries a protein, but moringa is like 2 times the protein, 4 times the calcium, 6 times the iron, 1.5 times the fiber, 2.5 times the vitamin B, and 48 times the vitamin B1. Now, that was B2, 2 times. And that's just remarkable to me. And again, the tip of the iceberg on the full nutrient complex of moringa And so what we really want to focus on, and I want to tell people, and I always say this, not all moringas are the same. And unfortunately, that's true. I mean, they are when they're picked. I do believe that the stuff and the products that come out of the Himalayas and that come out of the rainforest are, as good, if not maybe superior to some degree, where they're grown. But once they get here through the process of transport and fluctuations in heat temperatures and transfer radiation from the requirements of the FDA, different things, we really can't quantify the organic content, whether there's any animal feces in there, anything that can happen. Even a dog can create problems with the soil. So we grow here. We have under strict conditions. We grow all of as many rainforests as we can here in Florida. Others, some very few of them, we import. But everything's put together here, manufactured here, formulated here, and under strict regiment details and consciousness of health. And we're getting such powerful formulas, Doctor. I have to tell people with the Kong formulation, which is right here, which is our superfood, that they only can use a level teaspoon and start there because it's very powerful. But once people get to use the product for energy levels and cognitive enhancement, I really get people calling me back, I've got to have it. It's almost like they're crazy. They can't get enough of it.
That's right.
And that's what happens when our body assimilates to proper nutrition, right?
That's right. Yeah, when you take somebody who has poor health, and more often than not, in let's say the majority of the population, poor health is directly related to a poor diet. And the month that you put them on a green-based diet, fruits and vegetables, if you will, and or supplements. Because not a lot of people can eat vegetables; they just don't like them, and by the time they get from the field to the freezer to your hot water system or microwave, by the time they get into your stomach, there's very, very little nutrition left, and that's one of the biggest problems. So putting a powdered substance or liquid or oil or whatever from moringa into your system is a quick, inexpensive, and just so fast way of boosting a person's overall health quotient, their energy. It helps them sleep better. If you sleep better, you get better rested and more oxygenation, and your brain cells and your body cells are repaired faster. And one of the big properties of moringa is detoxification, and the other big properties of moringa is antioxidants. So let's talk about antioxidants for just a second, because I think a lot of people who have been around nutrition have heard the word antioxidant, but they don't really know what it means. Mm-hmm. So let me take 2 seconds to explain that. As our bodies age, plain and simple, they have a tendency to accumulate oxidation, and oxidation in its basic form, chemistry, means rusting. So a rusty hinge is oxidating. A rusty car is oxidating. Means aging. Okay, so think of the rust on a car. Well, that's what some of our insides begin to look like at 50 or 60 or 70 for sure. And that oxidation comes from just day-to-day living and poisons in the toxins in the environment. And so the more antioxidants we can put in our bodies, the younger we'll be, the more energy we'll have, and the healthier we'll be, and we're going to live better longer. And that's real important for just about everybody. Now, a 35-year-old doesn't think much of living past 60 or 70. They just don't think about it. But as you get closer and closer to those retirement ages, it becomes more and more important. And what's important for your listeners to understand that if they are beginning to feel older, if they're beginning to have a loss of energy or a decreased energy, if they're beginning to feel like, oh my goodness, the number 50, the number 60 is coming up, something like Moringa, taking a dose of Moringa every day, whether it's in capsules or oils or powders, can make an enormous difference in not only how you feel today,
no question,
but it will no doubt add many, many years to your life if you stay with it. It's just like anything else. And especially people who don't like fruits and vegetables and don't want to eat kale. I don't like kale. I hate it. Okay, I just don't like it. Okay, I like almost all other green vegetables. The only thing I don't like in terms of vegetables is kale and Brussels sprouts.
Right.
But by taking a Moringa supplement every day, you stay younger. Now, I don't know if anybody can see me, but I'm 67 years old. You look at my picture, you'd think I was 50.
Yep.
And my voice and my energy levels and all of that, that's because I have a steady routine of different kinds of supplements, including Moringa, and we stay younger longer, and that's what we give all of our patients. We say to all of our patients, would you like to stay younger longer?
Right.
Yes, I would. Okay. For a few dollars a day or $1 a day or $2 a day or $3 a day, whatever they can afford, they can start to not only feel and look younger, but they're going to stay that way over many, 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 many years, many decades.
No question. And it's quality of life, right, that we're looking for.
Yes.
You know, often we look at, I'm 55 too, and I think people can see me, and I always get, oh, you don't look 55. And that's because I've always taken care of myself with using the proper nutrition, and particularly the Moringa formulas, and it really shows over time. But I think what's more important is what we don't see, right? And we always say this: people who are, thin and they're not overweight doesn't mean they don't have cardiac issues. And what Moringa is the biggest benefit it has that I love is the benefit of the liver, the kidney, and even we're doing something now with a product called Carcasia, which is a leaf for the pancreas. And I just have been told recently that it's really would be a breakthrough in medicine if what I'm saying is right. And that is that our Carcasia formulas, we have a Maca Carcasia. Maca is for energy. It also has other properties. But the Carcasia cleans out the liver and the kidney, but it supports the pancreas. And what happens is we don't understand both L-arginine after 35 we stop making, and we stop relining the pancreas, as I understand it, or the cell structure of the pancreas stops relining itself. I think that happens every 6 months. I might be wrong. But what the Carcasia does is it actually kickstart the cell structure in the pancreas. And I've had people tell me that's remarkable for diabetes. Well, we've been doing this for years, and we've had incredible results. Our Maca Carcasia product I have here is just 2 pills a day, and it just works so well. And all of the stuff we have, whether it's bringing diabetes down, reducing blood pressure, we're not talking months, and we're talking a couple of weeks. I get people on product even just for energy levels and cognitive enhancement, and they're used to getting products. Oh, we have to take this for 30, 60, 90 days because we want you to take it and sell it to you. And then after that, you don't think it works. Well, I actually get samples out to people for 14 or 7 days, because I know within a few days it's going to be a remarkable change in their life from what we have, the potency, and from what's happening, not just outside from the Moringa oils cosmetically, but inside through the kidneys, the liver, and the pancreas, and the stomach, and the gut, and everything else that's going on in their body. So I really appreciate your insight, Doctor, and being on the line. Dr. Boyer's, well, not Dr. Boyer, we want to call him Alan PhD. He has so many initials. He's also a conductor, not a trained conductor, but a musician conductor, although we'd like to put him on a train sometimes and send him out. A great guy, and he's on the line. Are you there, Alan?
I am. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, there he is. I was going to say you're from Japan, but I think it's England that you're from, right? I had a question for you. Can you tell me, Doctor or Alan, PhD, I got to get all the initials right here. What vegetables do the rich people eat? Do you know? They eat
I really don't.
They eat
I have
upscale. Upscale. And what happens when you buy too many greens? You tip the scales. I thought you'd like that. So, anyway, Alan, how are you tonight,
That's
sir?
Hilarious, Doug.
Yes, I know.
I'm doing
It's that English
well
humor, you know. I'm trying to catch up to the English humor. How are you tonight?
Yeah, keep trying. I'm doing wonderfully well. I'm doing really great. Just having a great day and a great week. And that was fascinating listening to you and Michael. You know, I'm just fascinated with this product Moringa as a whole. You know, one of the things that I was pulling out of what the two of you were talking about, it reminded me of many years ago when I was a kid in England, and we used to have this saying, and I'm sure you have it here in the United States, was, you know, an apple a day will keep the doctor away. Well, unfortunately, you know, the saying would have to be changed now to something like 12 apples a day will keep the doctor away, because those apples and oranges and the vegetables and any fruit that you eat today doesn't have the same nutritional content that it once did. So, you know, we have to change our paradigm. We have to change our thinking. And, you know, as Michael was saying, you know, stay younger longer, we're actually getting sicker longer as well. And the reason we're getting sicker and longer is because of the pharmaceutical drugs that we take. Very often, just broad brushing here, Doug, but very often, you know, they keep you alive, but it's not a good quality of life. And you want rejuvenation and you want vitality. And, you know, you want to get up in the morning and be able to do the things at 60 and 70 years old that you could do at 50 and 40 and 30, you know, and maybe at 20 is a stretch. But you know, we don't need to age as quickly as we do. But if we don't make a conscious change to what we're putting into our body, then, you know, we're going to have a miserable life. There are a couple of other financial practical issues as well, Doug, of not taking care of yourself. We know this great debate about and upheaval about the healthcare and health insurance right now. You know, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen to Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid? Who knows? It's our individual responsibility to take care of ourselves from a financial perspective and a health perspective. We call that our personal utility. And we have to start on that journey with what we put in our mouth, what we do with it, what we do with it when it's in our mouth, and how long it's in our mouth. And that comes down to chewing and eating. And
digestion starts in the mouth. Yep.
Absolutely. You know, because we're more designed like a giraffe than we are like a lion. We're not designed really to be eating meat, or especially the amount of meat that we consume. And a lot of the meat that we consume is not even good quality meat. It has a lot of really horrible stuff in it. We're designed to eat vegetables or vegetation. And if you watch a giraffe, Doug, on YouTube or something, you watch a giraffe chewing, you know, it'll pull the leaves off a tree, and it will chew and chew and chew, and it'll grind and grind, and it'll just take its time as though it's got all the time in the world. And then we're designed more like a giraffe because we have a long intestine. We have jaws and a mouth structure that can grind and teeth that can grind. And what do? We have this fast food lifestyle that, you know, it's not just a matter of picking it up quickly. We eat quickly. Our whole society and culture is designed now, especially in restaurants, where we pay very little for our, I'm going to say food, but say it loosely. And we go into a restaurant, and of course, because workers are not paid very much and they rely on tips, it's in their best interest to get you in and get you out. And so you're eating your food very quickly, you're tearing chunks off and swallowing whole chunks of food. We need to take a breath, Doug. We need to take a breath. We need to relax and sit down. And we need to get back to eating dinner around the table where conversations are held. And we need to take our time. I mean, the French have this one dialed in perfectly. You know, dining and eating in France is an experience, not a function. So all of that bad news and that horrible thing, you know, the doom and gloom said, you know, we can't suddenly turn the light switch on and the light switch off with our lifestyles. We have to get into a habit, and it takes time.
Yeah.
But if you can do one thing, at meal times, it's take your time. It's take your time to eat more slowly.
Well,
and chew the food so your digestion process starts. However, that's only the start of it, because you cannot put enough food on your plate that transports itself into your stomach to get the right amount of nutrition to stop yourself from aging too quickly and then getting all sorts of things going wrong with it. Acid reflux, neurological problems, bone degeneration, muscle dilapidation. It's pretty much everything accelerates towards death. It's like going at a, it's like accelerating and, screeching speed around a corner.
That's why I bathe in Moringa regularly.
I'm sure you do, Doug. But it's true. I mean,
hey, Moringa oil to bathtub is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Bath and Moringa once a day and a full Moringa massage, you can't beat it. It's the best.
Well, Doug, you were talking about the weekend and what have you. You're talking about the weekend. If people just take a little bit of time for themselves, book an appointment with themselves to get in a bathtub and put some Moringa oil in it and just relax and just think of some great things and be grateful and show gratitude for, the great things that are happening in your life. Don't focus on the bad things.
Yep. No,
but, where I was going to with all of that stuff, Doug, is, look, Moringa is a great product. Kale is a great product. There are so many superfoods, super vegetables, super fruits around on the market. There are so many things that you can consume, and we're not going to criticize any of them. We're just going to say, look, if you want to get the most nutritional value without having a whole cabinet full of products and spending a fortune, and you want to take a teaspoon of one thing that gives you everything, just an abundance, turbocharges all those nutritional requirements that you need, like protein, like B12, like B3, like B2, everything that you need, then, what Michael and I are excited about, as we've talked about Moringa, is, wow, it's got all of this, it's got all of that. You realize that you don't need to put a whole massive plate of food in your body. You don't need to eat 12 apples to keep the doctor away. This is preventative, Doug, what you've produced. And it's my hat off to you, real kudos to you for being determined to provide high-quality products, to be really sincere. And I've known you for 2 or 3 years now, to be really sincere about wanting to change people's lives rather than just fill your bank account with money. And basically, who cares about what happens to people? You're a carer first, and you brought something to the world here that I admire you for. And all the different products, they're tremendous. I mean, I love the Kong. You sent me a sample of that and to try, because you remember it was here's another product, and Michael and I get bombarded with them. Sure. And and it took you quite a while, if you remember, to, even though we've known each other and, good friends, it took us quite a while to say, yes, okay, let's try it. And so I took some, and I could almost feel my body saying, thank you. Yes. And just sucking it in. Yeah. And it's almost as though you stand up taller. You breathe better, you feel better. Yeah. Almost immediately. It's really has a great effect on your whole system, because it's a product that your body is thanking you for when you take it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really remarkable. And what I love most is I can work throughout the day and I can keep going till 11, 12 at night. And then as soon as I want to shut down, I lay down and I shut down. But as soon as I get up in the morning, my brain, now my body's still, tired because I'm resting. It's in a resting state. But my brain immediately is opening my eyes. My brain is immediately, my cognitive awareness is ready to go. I can get my other scoop. By the time I get there, my body catches up to my brain and off I go again to the races. And it's just nonstop. And it's not a hyper. It's just feel great. It's a mood enhancer as well. I mean, it's just amazing how good the well-being feeling that it gives you. It's just an amazing feeling well-being. Now, I'm not sure that Alan shared any with you, Michael.
No,
I'm not sure if he did that.
Because he's a very stingy man. Very stingy.
He said, you need to send more. I said, you finished it already? He said, no, I don't want to give any. I don't want to share any with him.
No, that's not true.
Go on, boys. Carry on. I'm listening. I'm still here.
Yeah,
I thought he hung up.
He's absolutely great, and he's right. We do get a lot of samples, and we do get asked to represent some products, and we do get asked to do it, and we really don't endorse very many things.
I understand.
But this we can get behind 100%. Yeah. I wanted to go back just for a moment with your listeners and talk about the purity of the product, because it's organically grown, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
And processed under very strict processing systems.
Yes,
is that correct?
Absolutely. Yes. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we actually have some processes. I've contacted people in India. They actually invited me over because after I got their stuff and they thought it was the best, and they started to probe me as to how we do things. Most of the moringa powder is stone ground. And of course, when you grind, you create friction, and creating friction creates a reduction in nutritional content. Well, we don't do that. We have a patented process where it's blown through a multiple layers of screens with high pressure blowers. And we've taken such lengths. We have our moringa oil. I have it here with me. Is cloudy, and all the other oils you'll find will be clear, and that is because we use the bottom of the moringa, which is the most important part, and we actually add it in here to make it better. Our rainforest blend, this here is 53 blends of different oils from the rainforest. Now, we work directly with the shamans in the rainforest, and some of the secrets that they have there are very, guarded secrets. And, we're bound to them and taking care of them. And some of our money from our products goes back into planting trees to help malnutritioned people around the world. And we do what we can on a humanitarian basis and a study for efficacy as well. Throughout, we support that as well to find out, the benefits of moringa. But as far as growing, one of the things we do, Doctor, and I'll let you get back to it, is we actually take the stem of the plant and we put it in vats of water and we ferment it and we put it back into the soil because it itself is an incredible nutrient. And that's why our plants have larger leaves. They're much bushier. We get much more out of our production than most other growers. And so there's so many things we do that, are kind of secretive. Well, it's not a secret anymore, but there's other things that I don't talk about that we do. We've crossbred our trees over maybe 20 years and to get the best, biggest seeds, the largest pods, the most oil production that we can get. And it's really showing in the nature of the product. And I say to people, you are our best testimony. You using the product and what you say about that's the best testimony to the quality of our product. And I give it to my 12-year-old daughter, my 13-year-old son. My daughter says, "Oh, Dad, I wake up in the morning, I feel so good, I can get out of bed right away." And she wanted to come on the radio to talk about it. And one of the things I do want to talk about is child obesity. We have a organization that we funded called Leaf Life. It's LEAFLIFE.info. Listeners can go there, and basically it's really just an awareness program, T-shirts and stickers to create more awareness about global starvation, but also about the epidemic about child obesity here in the United States. Now, this is what I find very, very interesting. Moringa itself, our Moringa Health RX Moringa, can serve two purposes. It's one of the only things I know on the planet that can cure malnutrition and also cure child obesity. And so we're focused on both ends. And I believe child obesity is a nature of children and people chasing calories. We're eating so bad that we keep chasing these calories. And if we get proper nutrition, our body slows down and it says, wait a minute, I don't need to eat all this stuff. I don't have the desires for the sugars. I don't need all that, and I'm getting what I need. So I just want to throw a plug out there for Leaf Life, and that's what we do, and we support that. So, Doctor, go on. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, I interrupted you, and I apologize. I wanted to say that this childhood obesity, the problem that we have here in the United States, is exactly what you said. We're eating empty calories.
Yep.
This is how you started this whole radio show. We're eating empty calories.
Correct.
We're eating chips and dips and beer and alcohol and a lot of other and cakes and cookies and stuff that have no nutrition in them whatsoever. They're high sugar. And the body keeps eating more and more and more of that. It keeps craving that because we're not getting enough nutrition. We're not getting the vitamins, the minerals, the herbs, the essential fatty acids, the amino acids that we need from our food. So we crave fast food and that other stuff because it fills us up, but it doesn't really fill the needs of the body. So by substituting or adding into the system a teaspoon or two or whatever, or capsules or oil of moringa into our diets, we then start supplying all the stuff that our bodies need, and it stops craving the sugars and so on and so forth. And it starts lowering the sugar levels in our body and helps promote and use the insulin that our bodies also produce. Another big problem in the U.S. today is stomach disorders, indigestion, and so on. And moringa is one of the most powerful stomach healers there is. It helps to heal ulcers, ulcerative colitis, all of these other problems that have to do with inflammation. Itis means inflammation. And so moringa is a very, very, very powerful anti-inflammatory. And so that's how that works. And it's important that, when we say, well, it does this, and it does this, and it does this, and it does this, well, a lot of nutritional products say that they do all those things, but they don't tell you how they do them. I'm a how kind of a guy. I'm always asking how and why. How does that work? Why does that work? And so that's important for your listeners to know that this stuff is anti-inflammatory. It's also antibacterial. And that means that if you have bacteria in your stomach that's causing your ulcer, which, by the way, is the main cause of ulcers in the United States, this moringa oil will begin to kill off the bad bacteria in your gut, in your stomach, in your bowel, and help then create better bacteria.
Yeah, doctor, it's funny that you mentioned that. Not funny, but it's appropriate. We have a product, I have it here, it's called Nano RX, and our Nano formula is particularly for the gut and the stomach. And one of the things that we do at the company is, when we're talking about moringa, but moringa is a base of all of our products, and then we bring other known and unknown rainforest ingredients together to bear down and to create formulations that address those particular issues. Well, Nano uses the seed from the moringa plant, and the seed from the pod is known to make unpalatable water palatable. That's an amazing statement, but it's true. And it's used in countries where water is not drinkable to drink it. And if you test it and put it in water, you'll see it'll change before your eyes. I do a test often. I didn't tonight, but I'll open the seed, and if you put it in your mouth, it's a little like almost a popcorn kernel texture. And if you chew on it, it's bitter when you're chewing on it. But in the process of about a half a minute or so, it starts to turn sweet. And the reason that's happening is it's cleaning out the bacteria in your mouth. And so the same concept, basic concept, is what we use in our nano formulation and other formulations for the gut and liver and kidneys and other things. But it's really remarkable, all the aspects and different properties of the plant that can be used. Every one of them is medicinal. We take advantage of most of them. Even in our L-arginine product, we create it from the bark of the tree. So we also, I know that CBD oils are very popular now, and we have gotten involved with CBD oils, but we wanted to go a step further because CBD oil is great for seizures and for anxiety and for sleep and a variety of different things. Of course, you have to be careful with it too. Everyone's on the CBD train. I mean, we often prescribe, for lack of a better word, suggest products for certain things to help people with, and don't offer the oil because we have other things that can reduce anxiety on another level other than CBD. But what we've done is we've gone first to market. We've made a revolutionary announcement recently, and we're incorporating moringa oil in with CBD oil. And the reason we're doing that is they both have properties for anxiety and so forth, a lot of similar properties that they can do and benefits. But the CBD tends to be a little bit of a downer, and the Moringa is the opposite. It's an upper. So we're formulating a product called More CBD. Everything's more power, more CBD for Moringa, and more power is our energy formula. But we're creating an AM and a PM formula for CBD with Moringa. So in the AM, you'll get a double dose. You do a double dose, and you'll get more Moringa and the right amount of CBD. And at night, you'll get less Moringa and the right amount of CBD. And so that's something that we're doing that's very unique, first to market. And I have to say again, if anyone wants to learn more about the products or order, you can. The best way to do is text this number of 561-662-8420. 561-662-8420. If you send a text there that you heard about it on this show tonight, we'll give you 30% off on any of your orders for Moringa, whether it's one product or your full order. And we'll be happy to get that out to you. Our goal is to get people to try the products. And that's what we want them to do. We have 92% reorder from people who have tried products. That's remarkable in the industry because of what it does. So again, 561-662-8420. If you text us, don't call, text that number, heard about it on the show, and we will get back to you, and we'll be happy to give you a code to get an order at moringahealthrx.com and Moringa Health's benefits, moringabenefits.org. Moringabenefits with an S.org. Okay. Alan, are you still there?
Oh, I'm still here. You can't get rid of me.
I see. He's counting his Moringa pills, doctor, and he's saying, how many more do I have left? And I want to make sure that I don't, none of them fall off the table or anything.
All for me and none for Michael. All for me and none for Michael.
I see. Well, I want to also touch base real quickly. We talked a lot about it, and you talked about antibacterial, Michael. The Rainforest blend we have is an incredible product. Basically, this product can be used for open wounds and accelerate healing. We have people that have herpes and MRSA and issues, and they use it, and they've had incredible testimonies with open wounds and sores. But it's also great for tendinitis. We find that it actually gets down into the cartilage and can actually break down cartilage. Now, this is an amazing statement as well, because if it breaks down cartilage, then we know that maybe it can also break down fat, right? So what we do is we tell people to put this on their stomach or their areas where they have problems, wrap with saran wrap, and it seems funny, but if you rub it, massage it, it gets warm and it feels all nice, and it's actually reducing the fat in the body. But it's really great for tendinitis, sore muscles, any kind of issues you have with rosacea, dermatitis, skin disease. I have people who have really severe chronic cracked feet. I know there's a host of products on the market for dry and cracked feet. It's really amazing. Not only one application do you actually see the cracks disappear and all the flaking, but the color, the redness and the pink of the foot immediately comes back right away on one application. Really a remarkable product. And it does so many things, it's hard to really pin it down. We have great success with acne and chronic acne, and like I said, into the rosacea field. But there's so many things that we can help with and do, and I really just want to get it out there and let people know that we're here to help them, and that we'll do anything we can to help get the products at an affordable price to them to get them started. So
you might also note too that it's really good for people with neuropathy. Neuropathy comes from bad circulation and is a dying off of the nerves in the feet.
Yes.
It's extraordinarily painful, or can be.
Yes.
Very, very, very painful condition. And the Moringa is great to put on daily, twice daily, and so it'll start clearing that up in most cases. You also mentioned something else, I think, before that I wanted to point out. The Moringa oil is also good for cholesterol, people who are fighting cholesterol problems, which then, of course, lead to cardiovascular problems. It's great for improving circulation and decreasing the plaque and the calcification within the arteries as we age, and help open those things back up so that we have better cardiovascular circulation.
Yeah, we have MPAC is especially formulated MPAC for that, for blood pressure, cardio, and exactly what you're talking about. Our formulation is made just for that. We recommend that everyone, children of any age, all the way up to the eldest listening, start with our Pure RX, our Moringa capsules. Now, the common formula is the same, but some people don't like to do the juicing, and it's a convenience. But we start everything around the Pure Moringa, as we've had this discussion, and then from there we can add. Every other product has just a little more moringa in it, and getting more moringa is not a problem, right? So we combine the Pure, or we start at the Pure, whether it's weight loss and they want to do something with our Ultra Lean formula, or we want to do something for ADD, ADHD for children. Start with the moringa. If they're over 12 years old, we give them our More Power, which is our energy blend. No guarana, no caffeine, nothing edgy in that formulation whatsoever. But we're having incredible results with all kinds of problems with children, whether it be obesity or ADHD, ADD. So it's just amazing the different things that we can help. Of course, we're not making claims as we're a supplement company. I know you guys are cognizant about that. But when you have something that works and it really helps people, it's hard not to tell them. I used to say, if I found gold in my backyard, who do I tell? My family and friends. Well, those are the first people that I told. And then they've told people, and we've developed an incredible growing company, Moringa Health RX. And I just, I'm really grateful for both of you coming on with us tonight and giving us your time. And Michael, I guarantee we'll get you out some products, because ripping them out of Alan's hands is going to be really tough to do. So.
Well, that's not
my cold dead
hands.
Right.
We do share.
Let me just add a couple of things, because I know we've come into the top of the hour and the show's nearly finished. You've covered a lot of different products.
Yeah.
You've covered a lot of different health areas that can be rejuvenated and so on. And of course, as you just alluded to, we're not diagnosing or prescribing or anything, but I always wanted to give people a challenge and say, look, this is. If Moringa is new to you, if supplementation is new to you, if living and feeling great is new to you, then my challenge is buy a product. And do you recommend a product, whether it's the more, you just recommended at the end of what I'm just saying.
The More Power, right?
Try More Power. Just try it for a month and just see how you feel, because most people in this country don't know how good feels. They really don't.
Right.
And I know I only experienced that a few years ago when I started getting more into healthcare, and I started eating really well and really clean. I thought, wow.
Yeah, we've just got about another minute. We've just got about another minute or two. We'll have to come back to this, but you mentioned, Alan, before about the prescription drugs, but also just the regular aspirins, non-steroid anti-inflammatory drugs, laxatives, things that we're using over the counter are depleting our micronutrients in a way that people don't imagine. And we take these Advils and we take these things all the time like they're nothing. And it's really doing something to your body. It's depleting your micronutrients. And so if you're not on heavy drugs, at least if you're just using over the counters, you need to start using green whole foods properly. Okay, we got about 2 minutes, and if there's anything else you all would like to say real quickly, we're going to wrap it up in a little bit, and I'm so grateful for your time. Any last thoughts, gentlemen?
Mine is just, I challenge people that are listening to try it, and if they don't like it, they don't need to continue with it. But I just challenge people this month to feel how good should feel.
All right, okay. Dr. Michael?
Yeah.
Doctor?
No, I agree with
Dr.
that.
Cook?
I echo that 100%. So many of us in the U.S. walk around like zombies because we don't have enough energy. We're stressed. We're tired all the time.
Yep.
We don't, and so we sit, and we sit in front of the TV because we don't feel like getting up and going. And
Okay.
that's why we have all this obesity and diabetes.
Yep.
If you would take the Moringa for 30 days, as Dr. Allen says, if you would just take a 30-day challenge and take it regularly every day, you will feel better. And you're going to want to get up and get going, and you're going to stop sitting at the couch and being a couch potato and eating bad.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much. I want to challenge everybody, if you see anything on TV that tells you that it's got side effects, I immediately want you to think of one thing, and that's moringahealthrx.com. Anytime you see a television show that has side effects, think of moringahealthrx.com. And we're going to go now. We thank you for the gentleman on the phone. We thank you for your time here. This is Moringa Mania, Doug Malo, CEO of moringahealthrx.com. And we look forward to talking to you. Have a great night and an enjoyable weekend. Take care now.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production.